So anyway, just real quickly, I'd like the panel to join me up here. Maybe you have some last minute questions. And then Laura, I would like you to also join us. She's going to be our next workshop. So we can move along. We've covered a lot, and then we'll have a drawing. And an evaluation.
Nice to that.
Does everybody have a so much information to tie it all together? Is there anything that you would like?
Am
I allowed to, or does anyone have one? No.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to add, and because I do a lot with interviewing as well, the importance of, as I told my story about learning how to customize the resume, and my being sarcastic, copying their job description, and it actually worked, and I got their attention. If you can copy their job description and reflect it in your interview also. So, I go into an interview prepared for this job, the made-up one that we had here, knowing that I have to talk about my people skills, my office administration skills, and my computer skills, which were the three things that they asked for. Right, so I carried that through the interview. There were many times when I went to interviews where I disconnected from the job description and talked about how great I was and all my accomplishments, and it had nothing to do with what they asked for. So you really got to go back to that job description and understand what they wanted and build answers around that.
And taking upon what Anthony said, I thought when I asked Cherise, she said, I went to the Microsoft class. She clearly put that right out because it said that she needed a year of, or the training. So she let me know, even if I didn't key in on that she had taken the time to do that.
I just wanted to share that in general, we've given you a lot of information today, right? The key with all this information is to implement it. It's to do something different come Monday morning or today or right now, right? Take the tools that we've given you either with networking or in building your resume or in interviewing and start practicing that, because really how you gain experience and how you gain knowledge is through the implementation and practice of it. With job interviewing, if you're currently looking for a job, I would say go out and apply. And if you get a job interview, and even if it's a job you're not sure you really want, go to the interview. Practice interviewing. How you get good at interviewing is by practicing, putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations, and that's how you gain your confidence. And so if it's your 10th interview, it's just like dating. If it's your 10th interview, you're going to be better at it. You're going to be able to connect better. I tell the same thing to single women, go out and date.
But Kathy had a very good point, because she said, I have found myself interviewing the interviewer. And it's very true when you've got that type of experience. You find that it's like
empowering.
It is, and you almost find yourself flipping to the other side. You've got the knowledge and you've got the expertise, and you're clearly in charge of that situation.
And it takes that edge of being nervous on an interview. When you walk in with, I'm going to be interviewing you just as much as you're interviewing me.
I know Phyllis has homework for you all, but I'm going to ask if you can take that a step further. Wendy talked about the importance of networking, and you have amongst you people who might have job opportunities available that they didn't know that you would even qualify for or might even be interested in. So with what Anthony shared with you about your resume and cover letter, for me, I know it would be great if at the next life board you might bring in your resume and cover letter, copies of it, and maybe we can create a binder that the network that we have within this room can use as a resource. And if there's something that's there, because I hear about jobs all the time, and I'm always on the panels at Park District. If there's something that we hear about, we might be able to pass that on through this network. This is a network as well.
Actually, that's a very good point, and it kind of segues into my question. I just want to find out if there's a list of contact information for all of you in which we can follow up in case there's a situation in which we can utilize some more of your tips or tools that you provided.
We plan on posting on our website We're going to post various things like that to include the video. It's going to be edited and put on in segments so that you can go, or anybody can go in, and then we're going to put some of the handouts. Now, Anthony did bring in, and there's one resources there, and he did bring in flyers that I hope everybody picked up a copy of.
They're all
There's
there.
three.
Did you get the resource?
Yeah, there are 3 places that I mentioned, the WorkSource Center, our Career Center, and the Goodwill Center. All 3 of them say that they check resumes, they help with, they do mock interviews, so, you know, you can take advantage of all 3 of them and see what, you know, maybe I say, you know, 2 pages is okay and someone else says 1, let them explain it to you and reason with you, and if it makes sense, you know, there's lots of ways to do it.
So that I will send an email out and tell you when we have the things posted online. Debbie, our webmaster, has a little work to do here, but we'll make sure we get it so that you can look at that. And then with the other things, one of the things that I have is that before you leave, we do have an evaluation form of the workshops to see how well we do and any other suggestions you might have. The last thing I would like to say is I'm back working at the MTA now full-time. That's after being retired for 3 years. They call me and they say they need me. Now that was because I networked. I kept calling and asking, do you have a need for an as-needed retired person that's good? And they did, so I am back. And as I say, the first thing that I did when I got there, I went around to all the people I knew and trusted to find out what had happened in the company, who had the power, you know, so that I wouldn't stick my big foot in my mouth in front of someone that I shouldn't. So that again was networking to make sure that I was on board and current with everything that was going on. So networking is so important as well as these other skills that you have here. Do you have any other questions from our panel?
Let me go ahead and assign you then our assignment. So I always give,
They weren't going to ask.
right, they were gonna ask. Yeah. I like to call it,
Assignment.
I like to call it growth work, so it doesn't feel like we're in school, because we're not in school, right? But growth work instead of homework. But the implementation part, as I was speaking, is highly important. So my growth work for all of you is that you strategically network with 5 new people this week. 5 new contacts, and I would say outside of this room, and there's some amazing contacts in this room, but I would say out in the world, that you take the tools and skills that we've talked about and you implement it, whether it's online or on LinkedIn, you know, other marketing managers in your field or whatever field you're looking for. 5 strategic new contacts by the end of the week. What I'll do is I'll put up my, I also have business cards, but I'll put up my email address and you can email me your results. You can tell me, Wendy, I did it and this is what happened. I met 5 people, you know, at Costco in an hour. And you'll see. You'll see what happens. And you don't have to stop at 5.
I met your husband.
Right, there you go. You don't have to stop at 5, you can do 20. I've done this assignment with 100.
I got kicked off the
So,
property.
so that's one of your growth work assignments.
Okay.
Yes.
And then Anthony has an assignment.
You have assignment too.
Yes,
I
Debbie.
do?
You do.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Resume to the next step.
Yeah, it was the resume. It's not, yeah, she kind of mentioned to bring resume to your next meeting, but more importantly, just to get started, take a look at your resume if you have one, and see if it follows the idea of that flow. Do you have a summary or a highlights right at the top that's going to match that job and get their attention, or does it just go right into job descriptions and you kind of lose them, right? So summarize, you know, recreate your resume, have it looked at by one of those 3 resources, Goodwill, WorkSource, or Career Center. You know, one might not be good, you don't like it, go to another one and use the free resources in the community.
And Debbie, yes?
Just one suggestion, when you're doing your LinkedIn contacts, make sure that you explain to them and do it with an extra note, telling this person how you met them, where you met them. Because a lot of people get a lot of these requests, and if it's not within their network, they're just going to ignore it, the same as if it was an unsolicited email. So let them know who you are, where you met, and why you're writing them.
So and if I had anything to say, I'd say, go get that interview.
Yeah.
Interview.
And next week, and I hope everyone has next month's flyer. Oh, we have it. We're going to pass it out. This is our speaker, Laura Peckham, and she is with Soren McAdam Christensen LLP. She's a licensed CPA since 2003, and she serves clients from her office in Santa Clarita, and she is also the current president of Zonta.
Nice.
And previously a single mother, so she knows, and she has small children, and she works, and you know, all those good things that we all have to do, right? So Laura, would you like to just...
I just wanted to let you ladies know I've been a CPA, or in public accounting. I got licensed in 2003, but I've been in public accounting for nearly 15 years, helping companies and individuals with their financial statement and tax needs. And next month I intend to give you a conceptual framework of your income tax. I'm not going to teach you how to do your returns because that would be a 3-4 day class, but to give you a framework so that when you go in and have your returns prepared, you know what questions to ask and what information to bring, and whether or not your preparer has what they need to give you the best refund possible. So I encourage you to come, and if you have any specific questions, you can contact me on LinkedIn, or you can get my card and send me an email. That would help me bring you the best information tailored to your needs next month.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.